Guys, good evening, world, good evening, the UK, good evening, London, good evening, Europe, good evening, the United States, good evening, Africa, good evening from wherever you guys are watching this live stream. I am yours and truly, Frank Bill. Maureen Hink. Oh dear. You're my first guest. Wow, I can see now, I can see comments now coming because I can read Maureen Hink comments. Thank you for that. I can see, you see, I don't know what really happened to my system the previous time. I was unable, practically unable to read all your comments, but I think suddenly Facebook, they've restored my commentary box. Praise God. Rock more money. Good evening. How are you, everyone? Good evening. Yes, thank you so much. I am pretty sure that the rest of the crew will join us soon, and they will be flying in their drones. I never thought I could probably come live because you guys will remember that I made it known to you. Jocelyn Noah, Paul Iloba. You're watching from Abuja. Be careful. Paul Iloba. Be careful. Don't leave any comment. You can watch, you can listen. I'll advise you don't comment because this is very hot, and the State Security Services, the DSS, they are on this. I'll tell you the three sites they're not comfortable with in the UK. My site, that is extremely thought provocative, Maegun's Diary, and Ayogundimu. Those three sites, hot cake. So I think I'll indulge you to just watch and stay clear from passing any comments. I don't want the DSS to, whilst you're watching the show, and then they track you and then they come arrest you. Jocelyn Noah. Yeah, Maureen Hink, you're right. Facebook is something else. Thank you, Jocelyn Noah. Others will join us. See, fortunately, the stuff that I had to carry out with my daughter and the husband to be, we finished everything very, very early. Because when your body is used to waking up at a particular time, because my body clock is used to waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, no matter what, no matter what. Ola Univ, Emeka Ezenyi, how are you? Yes, I can read your comments now. I don't know what really went wrong with Facebook. Although I did something today, I took out the USB from its port, and then I went into some other settings and I put that back in and then went into another settings. Maybe that's why I'm able to pick all your comments. Jocelyn Noah, MNK will be live by 10 p.m. Your time, okay. Good. Maureen Hink? Yeah, I know you are actually in Denmark, Maureen Hink. Yeah. You're one of my regulars and avid viewers. Yeah, you are in Denmark, Scandinavia. You yourself and Elizabeth Lilja, who is in Sweden. Both of you, yeah, you are in the Scandinavia. Jimo Akim. Where? Oh, Jimo Akim, you and Jocelyn Hink, you're both in Denmark. Now, Maureen Hink, I saw a few pictures on your wall. Was that you getting married or your friend or your sister? I just didn't want to comment because I wasn't too sure. Otherwise, congratulations. Oh, Maureen Hink lives in Germany but travel much. Okay, Jocelyn Noah. Okay, you said most times you leave. Hmm. Okay, I can get that. Jim Hakim. Oh, Jim Hakim, you are in California. Oh, same as Elizabeth, same as Bukola Odufadering Olusoya, because I know those people. Bukola Odufadering, one of my avid viewers. Hmm. Maximus Okeze, good evening. Jocelyn Noah, you are in UAE, United Arab Emirates. Maureen Hink, oh, that was your friend. I thought as much. Okay, thanks for that. Congratulations to your friend, Maureen Hink. Odile Bartholomew, oh yeah. Yeah, I got that. Don't worry about that. Jocelyn Noah. All right, guys, good evening. I welcome you, Lord. I salute you. My hat's off to you. I've done my runnings for today, and obviously because there's so much happening in Nigeria, a lot happened between the show that we both put up yesterday and now. I've not had the opportunity actually because of some of the things that I have to do and because I've got loads of messages that I have to go through each and every day, and I have to combine quite a lot with my normal schedule. So some of those important messages that I should have gone through, I was unable to go through them because of the fact that I was actually going out with my daughter and the fiance, the husband to be today, and it was a lot of driving around the country and London as well. But we managed to crack everything right on time. And what we seriously want to talk about this evening is going to be a little bit different. Today, Saturday, the 7th day of March, 2020. The time in London is 17:34 exactly. And I have been on air now for about 8 minutes and 53 seconds. The title of my show to you today is hashtag Prisoners of Geography. Yes, prisoners of geography. Everything is still around that cycle of misery, but we're changing it, we're twisting it a little bit today to prisoners of geography. And why prisoners of geography? I spelled few things out to you yesterday. I feel for some people because some people wanted me to just go straight and then talk. It is not done. See, because they've actually listened to my previous shows in the past, and they perhaps don't put others who are coming in for the first time. But because such people are inexperienced when it comes to information delivery, and I am conscious of the fact that there are some people who are new to my platform, and in fact, as I am talking to you right now, some people, they don't know exactly what you and we've discussed about the 369 code. So because we've got new fresh people, new fresh blood, new fresh followers coming in every minute, every second, some people will tend to forget that we have to reorientate such people because they probably came in a bit late, and if I have to hammer in on certain things, it might not be too clear to them. So apologies for a handful of you out there who think, oh, Mr. Bello, please go straight to the point. We've heard you talking about this in the past. Yesterday, Princess Lola Charming. Thank you, Maximus Okeze. Lizzie as well. I can read all your comments now. There, in fact, I think Facebook are playing me magu here. All right. Okay. We discussed about the end of Nigeria, parts 1 and 2. I was listening to earlier on today. I was listening to Mayegun's diary, but unfortunately, because I just quickly peeped in between my movement, trying to sort out a few things with my daughter in the countryside. And whilst we were trying to sort those things out in between our driving, I tried as much as possible to check what's going on, and there was bam, Mayegun online. So I tried to actually catch up with him, and he was he was specific, just like myself, tough. And if you cannot stomach exactly what he's got to spill out, he's not begging you to stay, you better might as well just check yourself out of his forum or his platform. So in other words, you better might as well just fuck off, basically. Now, I want to talk about the prisoners of geography. Without being told, you all know exactly what geography is all about. And you all know the dictionary definition of prisoners. So in other words, we want to talk about prisoners cell block H, but not block H this time, prisoners cell block 9. Do you know that 9? Where that 9 came from? See, prisoners cell block H was one program I used to watch And I used to cherish a lot a soap program, soap opera from Australia. I think it was the ITN or the BBC. I can't remember which of the two stations that used to um, screen Prisoners Cell Block H in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s in this country. But I used to enjoy Prisoners Cell Block H. But here, we want to talk about prisoners of geography and the prisoners of cell block 9. Because Nigeria is a block, whether you like it or not. And the code, the access to Nigeria is 9. Nigeria, when you collapse Nigeria, is 9. So, prisoners cell block 9. So, in other words, everybody, I mean, everybody who is living currently in block 9 of the geographical coordinates of the globe, because Nigeria is the only block in 9. No other country occupies that 9. So everyone, did you hear that? Everyone, irrespective of how highly placed you are, everyone, Obasanjo, Ibrahim Babangida, your president, Muhammadu Buhari, your vice president, Yemi Osinbajo, Adams Oshiomhole, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Abba Kyari, Nasiru El-Rufai, every of those people that plunged a country that should have been well respected around the whole world are all prisoners in cell block 9. You guys don't know exactly what I'll come up with. And that's why I'm extremely dangerous. Because I can easily look at the issue, I can twist an issue, and I can deliver and mesmerize you with an area that I decide I want to talk or write about. Prisoners of geography, prisoners of cell block H. Prisoners of cell block 9. Everybody in that block 9 are all prisoners, and they are in cell. They don't know. Everybody in block 9 are all prisoners, and they are all in the cell. Jimo Akim, I'm a crazy driver. I'm so crazy. That's why they want me by all means. Because they don't really know exactly what I am going to come up with. I've just came up with this creative idea of prisoners of geography. And then when we look at the geography itself, Nigeria is on block H. Because everything about Nigeria is 9. And I've proved that beyond any reasonable doubt to you. Cell block 9 on the surface of the planet is Nigeria. Forget about your president, forget about T.Y. Danjuma, forget about Obasanjo, forget about Ibrahim Babangida, forget about Aliko Dangote and all those people who think they are multi-billionaires. Just Aliko Dangote, just a multi-billionaire, just one multi-billionaire and the richest black man in Africa in the midst of the poorest country in the world, where the entire world regarded as the poverty capital of the world, and you've got just one mega billionaire, and you guys are all happy that if I can be like Aliko Dangote, you better go and check your head. All of you who wants to be like Aliko Dangote, all of you who wants to be like Aliko Dangote, you don't even know what Aliko Dangote did to get to that place. You don't even know whether somebody else bashed Aliko Dangote's bomb for money and for him to be rich. And you want to be like him. In the same cell block 9. You don't know exactly what other people do or what they've done to be famous, to be rich. Imagine in a country like Nigeria, just one man, the richest black man in Africa, just one man, and then the same cell block 9 then happens to be the poverty capital of the world. What is the essence of that one single man who the whole world and Nigerians are worshiping and they want to be like him as the only one in the midst of 200 million people as prisoners in cell block 9? Are you not stupid? You must be stupid. And you're probably one of those stupid people if you think all is well. I can never celebrate people. Look, I would rather celebrate the likes of Bill Gates, Microsoft boss. I would rather celebrate the likes of even Donald Trump. I'll celebrate the likes of Oprah Winfrey. I'll celebrate the likes of those that I know they've been through the worst of anything life can throw at any human being. I'm not somebody who is fortunate enough that because he knew someone in power, he enriched himself at the expense of the common man. Now, Maureen Hing, Dangote, and Bill Gates are not in the same place. They are not in the same place. I totally disagree with you on that. Bill Gates built Microsoft from his father's garage and expanded it to the rest of the world. Aliko Dangote never started anything from anybody's garage. Bill Gates worked over many years. He had set targets. He set himself a target on how to put computers literally in every home around the globe. Either money, more in ink, either money or in business. I will never rate Bill Gates and Dangote together. Dangote is a dust, just mere dust to Bill Gates, as far as I'm concerned. Kinda creepy. Prisoners of geography is exactly what we are talking about. And those prisoners, they are in a particular geographical coordinate on the longitude and the latitude plane of the globe. And that particular geographical coordinates on the longitude and the latitude part of the globe is a particular block called Nile. So we've got prisoners of geography in cell block 9. Figure out the 9 because Nigeria is 9. Everything that has to do with Nigeria vibrates on an energy frequency that is directly associated to 9. I'm going to go into some stuff, but before I go into those stuff, Engineer Maxwell, before I go into those stuff, I want to hammer in on some pathetic issues that were pathetic, very disturbing issues. No, you haven't, Engineer Maxwell. You haven't really missed a lot. See, I want to take you on a spiritual journey. Creepy, kinda creepy. I know you for that, yes. Yeah. Because we're talking about the prisoners of geography in cell block 9. I want to take you on a spiritual journey. And that journey, I want to tell you exactly the curse, that your leaders who plunged cell block 9 into disrepute, into the hell on the surface of the planet. I'll tell you. Yeah, Lizzie Azu, Nigerians will steal your ideas and make it theirs. That is very rampant. That is very common to Nigerians. Lizzie, do you know how many Nigerians stole publishing ideas because they saw me publishing magazines and newspapers in England? Do you know how many of them? But they could not. They can only look, they can only produce one edition, and after one edition, perhaps they've probably spent several thousands of pounds to produce that, because a handful of those that will come steal your ideas, they haven't got any clues of that industry. But because they think, or they perhaps assume you are making money, so they want to come in. So, but what they never perhaps put into mind or into their own plans is the fact that that could be your calling. Sometimes they'll get so close to you, they want to know more about the secrets of the industry, of the business. So, but if you are smart, that's why I said I want to take Nigerians on a spiritual path or a journey. Because you made that comment, guys, I can see other people actually coming in. Omolara Sunshine, good afternoon. Pastor Motoyosi said Bill Gates helps and promotes humanity, while Dangote only puts his money in places where he will be praised for making more money. I think Pastor Omotoyosi nailed it. And I think I'm still coming back. I'm going to pin Pastor Omotoyosi's comment. I'll pin it. So that I can actually come back to it, because that is extremely important. In fact, let me note Pastor Omotoyosi's comment here so that I won't forget. On Dangote Gates. I am going to come back to that. I will revisit that. It's extremely important, because this, you've just hammered in on a higher ground. That statement was on a higher ground of the spiritual part. And I'm going to elaborate, and I'm going to buttress exactly what you've just nailed there, Pastor Motoyosi. Perhaps you don't know the gravity of exactly what you've just posted to me, but you're a pastor, but I'm going to blow it out of proportion for you and many people in this platform. Lola Sukomi or in Hing, they will fail because it's not their vision. I'm coming back to that. Lizzie Azu, Gottlieb Demizard, good evening. No, you're not late. You can still catch up. Lizzie said they steal her cake's ideas, the design, and then put their logo on it. I'm not surprised. Let me take exactly what you said earlier on, Lizzie Azu, because I said I was going to go into that area. You see, Nigerians are noted for that, Lizzie. And I'm going to start by first of all saying, because see, a lot of people don't know, they don't realize that the secret to life, the secret to your life, to my life, to the life of the universe lies with the spiritual source of all creations. That some people will address as God, and some people will address him as Allah. Some people will simply address him as Om, O-M. And some people will simply call him by his direct name. Those that knows how to call the spiritual source of all creation by his direct name. He's got a name for himself, and that name is very powerful. He's got secrets. And the spiritual source of all creation's secrets is never revealed to man. He kept that secret to himself. He kept the secret to himself for future revelation when everything is perfect on earth. Now, some of you will say I'm crazy. When I say to you, some of your pastors who marooned themselves, that they say they speak in tongues. When it comes to each and every one of us vibrating at a higher spiritual ground, I tell you, some of them, I'll put them to shame. I'm not a pastor. I don't claim to be a prophet either. But I'll put a lot of them to shame. The spiritual source of all creation has got secrets. And that secrets is never revealed. Not even as the white men, they kept themselves alive whilst he was busy creating all the wonders of this planet, of this plane of existence. The white race, the black race slept. The white race never slept. This was how they were. They shut these eyes and they opened these eyes, and they were looking and then watching as the spiritual source of all creation was creating things. But the mistake the spiritual source of all creation did was to cast them to sleep. At the end of it, what he then did was, when he was about to create man as the last part of his project, we were all projects of the spiritual source of all creation. Make no mistakes. You and I, we are all part and parcel of his project. And when he was ready to mold you and I from the dust of the earth, that was when he cast a deep sleep. And then made man from the dust. Breathe his breath onto the dust, and man then came into being. When we came into being, the white race, who are far more superior, because listen, make no mistakes, there is no part of the human body that's not been conquered. That's not, I repeat, there's no part of the human body that's not been conquered by medicine. I never said white. I used medicine. Because the conqueror of that a particular part of the human body could be a black person that God wanted to use for his purpose. But despite the fact that every part of the human anatomy had already been conquered by the white race, and those that were learned from the other races as well, that God is using, the only thing that the medical field are unable to manufacture is the human blood. And the day the medical field manufacture human blood is the day they will start manufacturing human beings. And that blood that is life is what God has kept as secrets from humanity. Because blood is life. Where is this leading us to, Lizzie Azu? There are secrets. God has got secrets, and God himself has not revealed the secrets to life to any man. The secrets to your business is your secret. Every business, every profession, every industry, they've got secrets. And that is exactly what made them to be unique. Now, see, that secret, again, let's bring this back here. Because this is a secret. And it is in code. And we've got the star of David with 369. Secretly vibrating on your prisoner of geography and your cell block 9. Look, that's why you guys want to find out the secret that is contained in your 60 years of misery. It's terrible. The moment you release your secret, they got you. Lizzie, do you know how many people that approached me wanting to know the secrets of the publishing industry? I never gave them. And you see here, I asked you guys some questions. The Star of David, was it a good intention with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? What is the purpose of that Star of David? Is the Star of David that everyone sees as a Masonic symbol, was it an idea to build Nigeria and make Nigeria one of the super states in the world? If so, why was Nigeria left as a decapitated state 60 years after what went wrong? Because that Star of David is associated to the Freemasons. And I asked you, was the Freemasons, do they had good intention for Nigeria? And obviously we saw the same symbol associated to the Reformed Ogboni fraternity, to which I argued with you, Lord. And the same Star of David is inscribed in the Ogboni Aborigines in Nigeria. What went wrong? Because the Freemasons are Masons, and Masons are associated with Masonry. Masonry is all about building blocks. So was this all about building Nigeria? But then and again, because you have corrupted individuals that rendered your nasty piece of contraption that you lot called Nigeria as a prisoner of geography in cell block 9, because they looted the blocks that the Masons wanted to block in, to build in the 369 code. That is the secret. Lizzie, you've made the mistakes because you've probably, some people that you are probably spiritually not conscious of, they approached you, but because you were unable to quickly decipher that you have to keep certain secrets of your trade and your industry, you revealed everything. And that's why in Freemasons, they've got 3 levels. Initiation, when you are initiated, and then you rise to become a fellow Mason. And then you move on from fellow Mason to a master Mason, and at each different level, you have to go through different parts. each different level, they've got different block, so that, and somebody that has just been initiated will not be revealed, will not be released, will not be revealed, or will not know the password or the code to the master masons. And when you get right up to the master masons, that is when you are at the very top end of your block building. And that is when you will be regarded as a 33rd degree mason block building. Initiator and a fellow does not know the password to the master mason. A master mason who is a master mason when they meet themselves and they exchange banters, there is a sign. They don't even have to say anything. There is a sign. And if you're a master mason, then you reply back with the sign. You released the secret. And up till now, just like the Masons, the Ogboni fraternities, the Skull and Bones, the Knights of Malta, the Scottish Rites, they've all got secrets. That was why they stole your ideas, and they will continue to steal it, because if you want to help them, many people approached me and I'll say to them, I can only tell you up to this stage, and I'm not going to go further after that. I'll just tell them the basics. I won't even go as far as telling them how to print. I won't. Because that is your secret. You have to have a secret, especially in your trade, and you have to keep that secret your secret. Let me quickly go through to, I said I'm going to hammer in on Pastor Omotoyosi's comment. Pastor Omotoyosi made a comment. Let me see if I can just quickly get that comment. Pastor Omotoyosi, you said Bill Gates helps and promotes humanity while Dangote only puts his money. Correct. I think it was Maureen Hing, and I totally disagreed with her instantly. You see, based on the comments made, posted by Pastor Ifeade Omotoyosi, let me tell you something that you don't know. Because I told you, I said I want to take your Lord on a spiritual journey. Money. This country, the United Kingdom, invented money. But because it was an invention that was made by man in exchange for goods and services, money was then blessed by God when it was invented. Don't forget, God himself said to mankind that we should dominate and we should subdue. He gave man. Man was the only creation that God gave such power. Because, I'll tell you, he molded man in his own likeness. So anything that man does, this plane of existence, that is good to better humanity, got endorsement by God, the spiritual source of all creation. So when money was minted and manufactured in exchange for goods and services, God saw it that it was good and he blessed it. And whilst God blessed money as a means of exchange between individuals, it then became spiritual. And that's why, because it became spiritual, that is why God then placed a curse around money when money became means of exchange for man. Money, according to him, since you, Lord, you've decided you're going to use this in exchange for other goods, money should never be hoarded by anyone. Because now money then becomes part and parcel of the universe. And the universe is not static, it moves. So money should never be static. That money must go from one hand to the other. And anybody who hoards money is raining curses on himself. That was when the law of give to the universe before you receive from the universe. Because in the acts of you releasing and giving to the universe will respond tenfold to your needs. Bill Gates and many of the white folks, Sir Richard Branson, Sir Alan Sugar, many of those people, that is why they give much of their fortunes to charity. Because they know the significance of that particular portion when God blessed money as part and parcel of the universal energy that it must never be heard. Nobody must keep money to himself. If you have 1 million in your personal account, £1 million or $1 million, it is your money. You can decide on whatever you want to do with that money. But when money becomes obscene, that you have been excessively blessed, and you are talking in several billions of dollars, like Bill Gates, like Aliko Dangote, like Amazon boss, all these guys. Multi. That money does not belong to you. Sir Alan Sugar, Richard Branson, that money belongs to him. That money belongs to the world. It does not belong to them. God, the universal energy, source of all creation, used people like Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Sir Alan Sugar, and many of the world's top billionaires as a vessel for humanity. That is why they don't hoard that money. And that's why you see Virgin employing people. Richard Branson doesn't have a degree. He's dyslexic. He's a dyslexia. He's got medical conditions. But you're looking at somebody who's established one of the biggest enterprises anywhere in the world. God saw him and used him. And not that any government helped him. I read Sir Richard Branson's autobiography, and as well as Sir Alan Sugar's autobiography. Autobiography, life history of people who made it on their own is one aspect of reading I enjoyed in my life. Richard Branson, at the early stages, he started his business as a publishing business. Telephone was a luxury at the time when he started. Richard Branson, according to what I read in his autobiography, will have coins in his bag, 10p, 50p, 10p, 50p. And I came in the middle of that into this country. Sir Richard Branson does not have a phone at home. Sir Richard Branson will go into the public pay phone and then sell advertising space to clients in the UK, and will be dropping 10p into the coin, into the telephone box. That was how he started. Bill Gates, Microsoft, dropped out of school, developed Windows in his father's garage. Did Aliko Dangote told you he started Dangote and his business in a garage? Don't you know how much Bill Gates is having to donate around charities around the whole world? Don't you remember that the same Bill Gates was the one that called the attention of your Dangote, Aliko Dangote, to the scary health conditions in your country? And the same Aliko Dangote said he never knew that Nigeria's health care system was that bad. Prisoners of geography in a cell block 9. Some of you are prompting me to say things I'm not supposed to say. To allow us to come in. Morning, Hank. Gottlieb Denizard. They steal your design and then put their logo on it. I think we're going to talk. I'm going to talk to you about that and how to change your tactics, Lazy. Do you know that is infringement of copyright? Have you ever heard of that word, infringement? They've infringed on your intellectual property. Your cake is your intellectual property, and they've infringed on your rights, and you can sue them. We'll talk more. I'll talk to you about that. Pastor Ife Adeyemo said copycat can never be the cat. And just Lenoir, a sleep is catching you. What a shame. Gottlieb Denizard. Yeah, you have to watch later. Engineer Maxwell. Dangote is building a refinery for Oduduwans because Nigeria is dividing sooner than they know. No, he's not building the refineries for Oduduwans. So, he's building it for himself, not for the Oduduwa Republic. Presido, Veronica George, Martin Gottlieb Denizard. He said, you must nourish humanity to fulfill your source of being. Correct. Jackson Joseph. Gottlieb Denizard. He said, I'm very right. Jackson Joseph, good evening. Lizzie Azu, the Holy Spirit can't be taught by man, can't be learned from a textbook. Correct. Elizabeth Lilja is watching from Sweden. You're welcome to the show. I can pick all your comments now. I don't know what Facebook's done to. I couldn't pick anything up before. Gottlieb Denizard, he said, Holy Spirit reveals things to whoever he pleases. Correct. Absolutely. Yeah, good evening, Elizabeth Lilja. Lizzie, you said you don't even know yourself how they managed to infringe your copyright. I'll speak to you. Yes, Lizzie Azu, you are right. He's the ultimate mathematician, the greatest geometry, because he's a geometry. Everything is in geometry, and he's the greatest architect and the greatest designer. Every part of your body, my body, everyone, everything that he made. I've just told you the coordinates of Nigeria. They are all in numbers. The length of your hair, your finger, how each and every part of your body is in line with each other. This part that is in line with a sexual organ, this hand, this one, this one, this one, this one, this left one, this one. This, yeah, it is in line with your sexual organ. Everything in your face are all here. Your eye, you've got is a replica of your eye on your palm and on your foot. Your neck, the size of your neck is the size of your waist. That's why he's the greatest designer and mathematician. Yeah, ultimate creator. Not many people know. Yeah, I know. Lizzie Azu, please don't let us talk about fight, I don't want to talk about fighting because fighting is a fraud. You can fight in many ways without having to give your 10% to any useless Damboroba pastors. Guineas. Huogihere Akinlulu. Yeah, it's all rubbish. Now I think you've missed much because we've touched on some few stuff. Lizzie also said that many Nigerian PhD holders can't afford a first-class ticket. They can't because they've been bastardized. Yeah, thank you. Deep analysis of money. So where did the pastors get the 10% to bribe God, your provider, to? That's why I laugh at a lot of people. My people perish for lack of knowledge. They perish. And I tell you they perish because I've not been watching my screen, that corruption that's been coming up on my screen. It's really annoying me now, and I don't think I can really stand it. That's it, guys. Now we are going to do something. I'm going to tilt the camera that way because we've got things that we have to go through on that screen there, like we always do. Okay, I think Pastor Motoyosi said last year Dangote gave Pastor Adeboye 1 billion naira for his birthday and 1.5 billion naira this year to the same man for his birthday, and he lied of not knowing the state of Nigerian health. If it is to give money to politicians, why giving 1 billion naira to Pastor Adeboye? What has Pastor Adeboye justified? What has he done to justify the 1 billion? And then last year, and then this year, 1.5 billion naira. See, Pastor Omotoyosi, if Sir Richard Branson or Sir Alan Sugar or some of the wealthiest British entrepreneurs, there are many of them, but Sir Richard Branson and Sir Alan Sugar are the prominent ones. If they give that money to the Archbishop of Canterbury, the entire British press will want to know why should they give such obscene amount of money to the Archbishop of Canterbury? Why can't they give that money to the Cancer Research Fund or the British Heart Foundation or a reputable charity such as Macmillan's Cancer Research Center than to give to the Archbishop of Canterbury? What has he done to warrant such when there are people who are homeless, sleeping rough on the streets of London? Why can't they help those people? But guess what? Because Nigerians are they are prisoners of geography in A cell block 9. 9, your code. You are all prisoners in that block because your country is code named 9. Code named 9 is sitting on a block 9 of the latitude and the longitude of the coordinates of the plane of the world. You're all prisoners. Stephanie Sinota, good evening. So by giving that money to Pastor Adeboye, then Nigerians will begin to see, Aliko Dangote, Damboroba. Damboroba. What has that? Adeboye, Pastor Motoyosi, Adeboye, that's commanding a lot of money. Adeboye that's got a private jet. Adeboye, the same Adeboye that I know the politics that they played in the UK here between Agu Iruku and Pastor Ade Okorende, the man that founded the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Fraud. Those are the nasty bit I cannot stomach in my entire life. To be living a deceitful life and then think you will go to heaven. Does that mean it does not determine that Aliko Dangote is going to go to heaven for giving Adeboye 1 billion naira last year and then another 1.5 billion naira this year? Perhaps Aliko Dangote is going to rot in hell. Perhaps Adeboye himself is going to rot in hell because they fail. They've disappointed the spiritual source of all creation, and they've rendered the people that God wanted them to help. They've rendered them useless. That's why I don't go to church. I don't go to church. I don't mind to probably, I don't go. Because I strongly believe that I'm probably spiritually, I'm probably even stronger than every one of them in the church. Stephanie Sinota, don't let them pray for you, because if they put their hand over you, spiritually they can drain everything that God deposited in you. The Yorubas call that asiki, your glory. They can drain your glory. They can take it by laying their hands on you. The press are already praising Aliko Dangote because the press. Do you know how much? Aliko Dangote must have bought the press. The Nigerian press, I've seen the way they operate. Look, I saw them with my korokoro naked eye when Babangida clocked 70. A Nigerian press that you can easily pay somebody who is a freelance journalist, perhaps probably with city people. And they write and they destroy you. Sheyi Kehinde from city people. I know of many of your politicians that will call a lot of street publishers in Nigeria, and they give them just crumbs. And then you see in the next headline. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Tomorrow, you might see it in the city people. Oshiomhole probably must have paid someone maybe 150,000 naira. And then you see they'll start singing praises of Adams Oshiomhole. They don't practice true journalism in Nigeria. They practice bolekaja journalism. Only few are respected in Nigeria. And one of those that I respected so much happens to be Dr. Reuben Abati. I don't even respect Ray Ekpo anymore. They are all bolekaja journalists, inclusive of Dele Momodu himself. Adams Oshiomhole can pay Dele Momodu tomorrow, and the next thing you will see it in the ovation. Is that journalism? Rubbish. Stephanie Sonota, you're right. Nobody's prayers. Nobody can pray you into breakthrough. You can only pray yourself into breakthrough. Nobody can communicate what is in your heart that you want to tell your maker than yourself. No pastor. Any pastor that tells you, a pastor can assist you if he's a true man of God by interceding on your behalf. Intercede, that is, pray for you. You don't have to kneel in front of that person. That person can be miles away. Pastor Omotoyosi can be in California and you are in Nigeria or in China. But your faith has to be on the same path with Pastor Omotoyosi in California on one end of the world and you in China on the other side of the world. Because prayer is the only chain and means of communications to the Maker. And prayer is sound. And the world is created with sound. So it is that sound from your prayer with your faith combined with the person assisting you in interceding that will take that energy up. Don't let them fool you. If you want to supercharge that energy, I'm telling you, fast with your belief, with your faith. Because when you fast, you've chastised your body, your spirit, and your soul. Nobody spiritually can help you. That's why I said we want to tread some spiritual path today. Yeah, I can get that, Stephanie. Some people do that. I don't even go to church. Do you know, Stephanie, that you don't necessarily have to go to church to pray to God, but for you to acknowledge the presence of Him by just thanking Him. He doesn't require, look, sometimes He doesn't require anything from you, but to just thank Him. And do you know you can thank your maker 1,000,000 times or many, many times every day? Do you know subconsciously you can say it in your heart without even saying it out, but he sees it that you are thanking him, and he accepts that gesture from your heart. You don't have to say it. You can be going anytime. Just say, Lord, I thank you. Lord, I just thank you. I just want to honor you. I just want to glorify you. He knows. You don't have to say it. He probably will even accept that far more than anything. And you can say that more than 100 times in a day. That is very pleasing to him. And that gets you closer to him because he sees you, that you acknowledge him. And by you thanking him from your heart all the time, you will be scared to hurt your fellow human being, because you will be saying to yourself, oh, I just thank God and I don't want to hurt someone. Yeah, God, correct, Lizzie Azu, God lives in you, not a concrete building adorned by fancy big screens and lights. Yes, he's inside you. Yeah. Yes, Stephanie Sinota. I think Ruben Abati fell on to the wayside because he took up appointments as Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's spokesman. Yeah, he has to develop, he has to defend. Yeah, it was a political appointment. Just look at it as a political appointment and then go back on Arise TV and watch Dr. Ruben Abati back in his usual self. Just go back. He's back. You see, this is all part of the fun. This is all part of the fun. Pastor Matoyosi said, just as the speaker is now killing the story of his useless 90 years old birthday bash, it's a shame. Your speaker, Femi Bajabiamila. He won't get away. But Nigerians are stupid, Pastor Matoyosi. They are completely useless and stupid. And that serves them right, because the same man, Femi Bajabiamila, was it last year or the year before? It was the year before, when his wife turned 50 years. Don't you know exactly what went viral on the social media with the G-Wagon, brand new, that he bought and then presented to the wife? Whilst Nigerians lavish, they're languishing in poverty, he's repeated the same thing. And Nigerians are stupid. Earlier on today, I think I made a posting on someone, and that person is now regretting that they supported Muhammadu Buhari. If I can get access to that, I'll show you guys. I'm really frustrated with this nasty corruption on my system. Stephanie Sinota said, I'm the only one that has a relationship with God. And yeah, you're the only one, yeah, that has a relationship with God, yes. And only you can can hear through your guardian angel. If you listen to yeah, a lot of, see, Stephanie Sinota, you mentioned guardian angel. A lot of people don't believe that the moment, that's why I said we're going spiritual, because a lot of people are not really conscious of their spiritual life. They tend to focus more on their physical side. You see, and the problem with the physical part of our world is that you are only seeing the physical, but the spiritual is that part of you that exists that you don't see. And if anything has to be done, or if any injury has to be inflicted on you, everything will be inflicted from the spiritual realm, and then it will manifest into the physical. But a lot of people tend to forget about their spiritual life and then concentrate more on their physical life. Physical is nothing. You will never achieve anything physical. See, the moment you are conceived, the moment your father and your mother, the moment they meet and then copulate with themselves, I don't want to use the word copulate with themselves, and the moment that copulation takes place, and then the sperm from your dad meets your mom's egg and then fertilizes that egg, and the moment that fertilization kicks in, that sparks that life, that sparkle, there is a soul inside it, because this skin is just mere mortal, and the bones and the flesh and everything inside it is dust, and this return back to dust. But that thing inside you, when God breathed his breath into us in the book of creation, was our soul. And that's why many people in the churches, there is a hymn that says, "Bless my soul," because it is that soul that will return back to the maker. And each and every one of us, we've got that soul, because humans are the only being on the surface of the planet that has soul. And that soul is what goes back after we die. That soul goes back into the reincarnation cycle. And the moment a soul has been through 3 reincarnation cycle in the spiritual realm, that soul automatically will not come back to earth. It goes back onto the next dimension. So when the sperm meets the egg and fertilization takes place, the soul that died previously is now looking for a new body. And that's when that soul, through the reincarnation cycle, then comes into place. And that is when life kicks in. And that's why pro-life activist does not want people to carry out any abortion. The moment that soul enters that fertilized sperm and egg, on the spot, an angel, a guardian angel, is allocated to the fetus. That fertilization is called zygote. It's called zygote when the egg, the sperm and the egg meets and they fertilize one another. It is called a zygote. Z-Y-G-O-T-E. And the moment that zygote is formed, an angel. There are 4 angels in the world holding the 4 pillars of the entire globe. Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael. And the 4 of them signifies the 4 elements: air, water, fire, and the last one, air, fire, water, and what? The earth. Those are the 4 elements. You need the earth to feed, because what you will need for survival comes from the earth. You need water, because water is life throughout the duration of your journey, this plane of existence. Remember, you are equally water because you were fluid when you were formed. You need fire for warmth, and you need air to breathe. 4 elements. So each and every of those 4 angels are attached to the 4 elements, and one of them will be allocated to you as your guardian angel the moment you become a zygote. That's not all. That particular angel that is allocated to you will be based on your karma, the life you lived previously. The worst, let me tell you, the worst of the angels, the worst, the most brutal of all the angels, the 4 angels, is Michael. Because there is Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael. But Michael is the worst. You don't touch anyone that Michael is protecting, because Michael will kill you. But there is a clause: so long as the person Michael is protecting is aware of his or her spiritual consciousness, to know and to determine that this is what Michael wants and this is what Michael does not want. Anyone that Michael is protecting, this surface of the planet, Michael does not want you to womanize if you're a man. And if you're a woman, he doesn't want you. If you are married, Michael only wants to concentrate on you, your marriage, the woman you are married to, and the orishas, because you that came through Michael, you are already an orisha. Anyway, you are an akondaida in Yoruba language. And the children that will equally come forth from you are equally orishas. And then, the moment you became a zygote and Michael or any of them became your guardian angel, there are 250 spirits that are allocated to you personally. Imagine we are all billions on the surface of this planet. A lot of people are not conscious of their spiritual life. Many of our politicians are not conscious of their spirit. They don't know that their end will be disastrous. That's why I'm not really fascinated with godly things. I just want to serve humanity and continue to serve them. Because for everything you do, for everything you, myself, and many people, many of us do here, the right records. There are records. And you will be amazed the very day you die and you go up to the next realm. But in between, you will be floating between the earth and the next dimension. That's why the Yorubas, the Islams, and Christians, they pray for those who passed away so that their reposed soul can go on to the next dimension, because their soul is still floating between the next realm of the spirit and the physical plane. Many of your politicians will end in hell because the spiritual source of all creation is not happy with the prisoners of geography in cell block 9. A lot of you are igniting things I just don't want to say. Most of you are seeing the other side of me that you've never seen before. Liziazu, none of them are from God. Nigeria is a testament to that. Thanksgiving opens heaven gate. Gottlieb Denizard, you said yes, on point. Thank you. Liziazu, that's it. Just look, I've just shared something that is extremely important. Listen, I cannot even count how many times I have thanked my Creator today since I was up 4 in the morning. I cannot. It's countless. I can't. And that's my routine every day. I can't. I don't say it out. It is here. Here. Stephanie Sinota. Yes, Stephanie Sinota, you said if you have conscience every day, you will see how close God is. Correct. Not many people have got the conscience, and not many people ever get close to their maker. Some people will do many things this life, and some people will be wondering, how did you get away? It's because they are closer to their God, and you don't know how they communicate one-on-one with their maker. Stephanie Senota, you said Abati is ruling with the devil in PDP in Ogun State. He's always been a PDP man. You can't take that away from him. If Abati probably crosses from the PDP to the APC, then I'll begin to question him. Abati has always been a PDP man. Yeah, Tinubu is Bajabia dog in Pastor, if you had your motto, he said, SB, do you know how many people he sponsored to Dubai for the birthday of his mother? That one is history. We've dealt with that. You were not on the show. You were not. I think it was about 300. And he spent several billions of naira. I have the details. I've treated that. And look, do you know that your parents' house, because Pastor Omotoyosi and my wife, they lived on the same street in Abino. That was where I took my wife from. They know themselves. They're best friends. And the same Femi Gbajabiamila is your member of the House of Representative. Look at your father's street and my mother-in-law's street. We used to, you remember I used to zoom on those streets right up to Randall Avenue and cruise easily. Femi Gbajabiamila, look, you cannot. Look at Onitolo. Look at Onitolo, my grandparents' house. Mama Tayo, my auntie who's living there, has been begging Femi Gbajabiamila for over 6 years now to please come to their rescue at Onitolo Road. Maureen Hink, man is spirit, definitely. Man is spirit. Man is spirit. No doubt about it. And because man is spirit, your maker is spirit, and as such, you have to worship him as well in spirit. And it is that spirit that goes back to him, that goes back to the maker. Because he made you he created man in his own likeness. And that's why you are spirit. Yeah. Sometimes, Lizzie Azu, a lot of African people, they change other people's destiny. They just alter other people's destiny in Africa. Some wicked people can approach voodoo priest, voodoo man, the babalawos. Some pastors too can change people's destiny. But when they do, there's always a price to pay back because there is a karma. If you can alter other people's destiny, be prepared to pay the price because the law of karma will catch up with you. For every action, there is a reaction. My cousin is in the house. I'm not going to mention her name. Yeah, Gottlieb Denizer. People serve humanity and they tend to forget about their spiritual life. Your politicians tend to forget that they are there to serve the people. Because the office the politicians occupy is a public office, not their office. And because it is a public office, that office has been exalted. It is an exalted office. It is a divine office that God blessed, so that you are occupying that exalted office to serve the public must serve them in good faith. But then, in your prisoner of, well, as you Nigerians, as prisoners of geography in prisoner cell block 9, you tend to forget that your public servants were meant to serve you, but you are the one serving them. That's why Nigerians are in hell, and they are in a cell called Block 9 on the geographical coordinates of the world. Muhammadu Buhari, if he is the one that is there right now, is not supposed to be the other way around, that you will be serving him. Muhammadu Buhari must serve the people of Nigeria. But Nigerians, guess what? Again, they are stupid. Godly Denizad, you ignited that demonic part for me to throw out the venom. Odua TV, Stephanie Sinota. Since Sulure fall into Bajabiamila hands, Sulure has turned into rubbish. Do they really love themselves? Stephanie Sinota, the same Femi Bajabiamila, recently gave laptops as constituency project to some few selected people in his constituency. Laptop to some few selected people. I think it was about maybe 1,000 brand new Hewlett Packard laptops. Those people, were they selected? Were those the people that actually aided and abetted his re-election through thuggery, that were compensated? Prisoners of geography in cell block 9. Jonathan Drojai, it's been explosive. A lot of you've ignited some of the pathetic side of me that I just don't like to display in front of you, Lord. Obviously based on some of the comments that you guys you've been posing. I'm going to do something. I'm going to tilt the camera around. You can obviously see your mesocycle. I'm going to tilt that camera that side, and we are going to look into some stuff. Let me check which one should I take you through, because I've got loads actually. I've got loads of them. Oh God, where do I start? I've got too many here. Hang on, guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with this one. See, I'm going to start with this one. I'm not too sure whether it is really worth tilting the camera that way, but let me see, because here, let me see. Yeah, here, I think it is still loading. I'll see if I can expand it. And I'll tell you that these guys, they just okay, it's not loading. Let me see if I can do it this way. Maybe you can see it. You can obviously see that, but no, it's not really coming straight. But let me put this camera back this way. See, in here, there, to tell you how fraudulent these people are. They're trying every means to try and manipulate and then play on the minds of those gullible prisoners of geography in cell block 9. You remember before the 2019 general elections, the fraudulent APC, they quickly declared MKO Abiola as the rightful winner of June 12th, that IBB Arnold. And I told you they were playing on your intelligence because they know how to get you. And Nigerians then jubilated. I said, I'm not jubilating with you. And I'm sure Stephanie Sinota and many reasonable Nigerians never jubilated, because we know the political implications of what they've done and what Nigerians were not seeing. Oh, Abiola won the election. Oh, Muhammadu Buhari recognized him. They named a stadium, Abuja Stadium. What is the outcome of that stadium that they named after MKO Abiola? The same man that declared MKO Abiola as the winner of June 12th. You know the friction between him and Babangida, the man that annulled the June 12th. But because they know that they were already failing and that Nigerians will probably swing in their vote, the Southwest will swing in their vote to the other side. So the likes of your Jaga Bandit then played a quick act of disloyalty to the Yoruba people by telling Muhammadu Buhari to declare MKO Abiola as the winner of June 12th. And Nigerians all jubilated and they loved it. They finished with that. The Awolowo's dream of Nigeria that they never thought of in 2014 and 2015. They now came up and then said the same fraudulent supposed Muhammadu Buhari said they will implement Awolowo's dream for Nigeria. You see their fraud. Did you see their fraud? Because They want to hold you by your throat because you, as Nigerians, are prisoners of geography in cell block 9. Nigeria is your cell, and your block is 9 that you occupy in terms of every energy that vibrates around you. So that's why you're in a cell block 9. Nigeria is a cell, and every one of you that are in that contraption at the moment are caged, and you are already in cell, if not hell. Look, Awolowo's dream. So Muhammadu Buhari can come, and you think Muhammadu Buhari can come and convince an Awoist like myself that he wants to implement Awolowo's dream? Damboroba, Shege Mutumu Banzani. Awolowo's dream that you never implemented when you became a military junta. Awolowo's dream that you never talked about all your life, and now you are talking about Awolowo's dream. Iná ọ̀run máa jó gbogbo yín ní kọ̀ọ̀kan. Iná ọ̀run, the fire from heaven will smite each and every one of you, with your family, with your children, and your generations that are yet unborn, for plunging the people that ought to be proud of their country that God gave them under the sun, and you suddenly plunged them as prisoners of geography in their own cell, block 9. It will never go down well with all of you. Heavens will never respond to you positively. You and your generations, it will never be well with you. All of you that plunged that country into the mess that country is will be struck with illness that will be incurable before the end of this year. Some of you will die. Some of you, because of the sake of that country, will die in the process because you don't worth it. And you will go down to the pits of hell. I'm cursing you. And so shall it be. Fiat, fiat, fiat. Implement Awolowo's dream. That's why I said I want to go a bit spiritual. Oh, they are blind supporters. We don't need to do anything with those ones because God cursed them anyway. I don't have to curse those ones. They are supporters. God is already working on them. God had already finished everything with them. I don't have to touch them because they are too small for me. God has already dealt with that. You think it is well with those people, it is not well with them. I don't want to mention a lot of those people in hierarchy positions. Look, you go to Dalston in London, in the East End. You find some of those people's children in a complete mess. Complete mess. Do you know exactly what Babangida's children are going through? Do you know what some of Obasanjo's children are going through? They have money, but they have unhappiness. Do you know what they're going through? They're going through hell too. But what is happening? Karma is what is catching up. Because you reap what you sow. Remember, I said money was meant to be released out. But some people, not only Nigerians, Africans, black people, they hoard money. Man created money. God blessed money as a spiritual thing because man created it as a means for an exchange of goods between one person to the other. That was when money became spiritual. And your leaders, they refused because that money God gave them, your crude oil, everything that God deposited on Nigeria's soil was meant to better Nigerians through the exchange of money from the other countries that does not have the same resources. And some stupid leaders then decided, all the way from Gowon, then decided they will hurt, and they will hurt Nigerians in their own country as prisoners of geography in cell block 9. And then keep the entire money to themselves. Keeping that money to themselves was cursed. They're crying. Plus all the money. I'm just saying it, plus all the money. When your health fails, your money is worthless. The moment, because money cannot buy your health back the moment you're struck with an ailment. Money can never buy your health back. We know so many instances. Guys, you were saying I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not. I think, let me see this. I think this was the one I wanted to talk more. And let me see if I can. Um, Interesting. I'm not going to highlight this. I'll keep this for some other day. Oh dear. I think I'm going to show you this yesterday because yesterday I showed you guys some stuff. No, I think I'll leave it. I'll leave it till another time. Exactly 2 hours and 9 minutes 30, not 9 minutes, 2 hours, 9 minutes and 40 seconds exactly today, Saturday, the 7th day of March 2020. The time in London is exactly 1935. Look, guys, let us bring this show to an end for today. coronavirus is real. Martin King said, agreed. Lizzie Azu said, I'm not crazy because you feel all this too. Yeah, I know you will every day. Really? Let me get that. Just take it easy on Godson Azu, Lizzie. You know Godson Azu. Godson Azu is an easy going JJMI, it's my friend. Please take it easy with Godson. It's my friend. He's a gentleman. Please try and devote more time to Godson for me, please. Please, I beg you. Gottlieb Denizer. Yeah, that's why, yes. That's why I always say to God to please direct me in areas that I need to touch. It's not easy. Victoria Giwa, you've missed. You might have to watch this all over again. I haven't seen Bukola Odufadiri Oluswaya for a while. She's probably busy on the west coast of the United States in California. Guys, okay, let's bring this to an end. It's been my pleasure coming live to you once again. Things are developing rapidly. Watch out for me tomorrow. I might come live tomorrow. I've not really gone through the tones of my messages to see which one to actually highlight, and then, but I'll go through that later on after the show. And don't be surprised. Just watch out. I might come live tomorrow because coronavirus is taking over the whole of the United Kingdom, and everyone is off the street at the moment. Everybody is in complete isolation at the moment, and people are just too scared to go out there for fear of catching corona. I'm not scared because I know I am sealed anyway. Watch out. I could be back anytime. Let me just quickly take the few last comments that flew in. Maureen Hink. That is a bit difficult because you've just repeated exactly what my mother used to say when she was alive and when I was born, that I was a special child and not an ordinary child. I've been extremely gifted. Everything that happened to me aged 4, I still remember. From aged 4, I remember. And I started reading. Can you imagine in Nigeria in those days? I started reading newspapers, the Daily Times, Tribune, The Sketch, aged 6. I started. That's why my mother used to say, I'm a married child. And if I want anything to happen, or to materialize positively or negatively, if I want to hurt my mother, I know exactly what to do to hurt my mother if she offends me. Those days, even as a child, that was why my mother was scared. You've just said the same thing. But I don't know. But I am who I am. I'm just like you. They will fight you, but they will never understand. But they will soon understand one day. Don't stop. Lazy. You are who you are. Don't stop. God was what man coined as God's name. When you reverse God, let me tell you, let me go a little bit further here. Religion made you believe that the name to your maker is God. But his name is not God. Religion coined that name, God. Let's go a bit deeper. When you reverse God, and then you get dog. When you reverse God, you get dog. And dog is a sacred animal. In Yoruba land, dog is called Eran Ogun. It's a sacred meat. And dog is the only animal on this planet that can see beyond what human eyes cannot see. A dog can see all the spirits and everything that is flying about in the air that the human eyes cannot see. The human eyes is only limited to a very, very tiny portion of the electromagnetic radiation. And on one end of it, you've got the ultraviolet radiation, and on the other end of it, you've got the infrared radiation. In between, you've got other radiations such as gamma rays, ultraviolet, the ultraviolet lights and everything, X-ray and the rest of it. All those rays that are poisonous. But the human eyes, your eyes, my eyes, are only limited to a very tiny portion of that electromagnetic radiation. And you can only see within that boundary called the visible spectrum. Now, within the visible spectrum, within that very tiny arrow, that tiny bit, that is what God limits you and many human beings to see. Dog is the only animal that is able to see outside of that visible spectrum, far. And in that visible spectrum, if you check that very well, you got series of colors that forms the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow. We call it Roy wave, to be honest with you, in the printing industry. Red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, violet, and in between, because we use that in the printing industry. And from that visible spectrum that you get your rainbow, there are three distinctive colors called RGB, red, green, and blue. And those distinctive colors within that very tiny visible spectrum is where you can actually see your color television, your mobile phones, your computer screens in color, because that RGB, red, green, and blue, forms the primary colors of light from that visible spectrum, that areas that your eyes are limited to see. When we subtract those colors, that is when we get the pigmented ink in the printing industry. And that's when we then get a secondary color or colors called cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. We call that CMYK. So dogs, because they are sacred, remember, God, church made you believe the name to your maker is God, G-O-D, but reverse God, then you get dog. Dog is the only animal that can see things in the spirit, in the air. That's why don't you try it. I'm warning you. If you know you are bold, get the bogey in the eyes of the dog. When a dog's got bogey, rub that bogey in your two eyes. You'll go mad because you will see everything that is flying about in the spirit, in the air. The true names of God, they've taken them out from the Holy Bible for some reasons, because that name is so powerful. They're not contained in the Bible. That is not God's name. The spiritual source of all creation is an acknowledgement of Him, because you acknowledge Him as the creator of earth and the galaxy and everything that is in outer space. He created everything. It's not just our planet called Earth. You've never heard, have you ever heard of the Milky Way and then the constellations of the stars? The spiritual realm is a very, very huge, massive place, guys. But you have to be in the spirit, to know everything. Gottlieb Denizard. Thank you. Thank you. Quantum matrix. Indeed. That's it. Quantum matrix. Lizzie Azul. Yes, it is equally hidden. They called him Jesus. Yeah, that is the common name. Sulasho said he confirmed that I'm right. I just don't speak, and I don't make up things. I don't. When I was going through my training at the prestigious London College of Printing, my lecturers even knew, those who taught me, I've got Freemasons taught me publishing, and the majority of those guys that taught me, who were Freemasons, majority of them were 33rd degree Freemasons, and they were equally able to confirm that I was special. If there were problems between the students, because I was students rep in my college for 3 years, student leader, and I equally picked the highest award in the same college, the highest, to the extent that my name was spread right all over the Times, the Financial Times, the printing world, all over. I've got all the copies of the entire stuff. They knew I was a special child, and apart from the fact that I was academically gifted, that I was an all-rounder, they knew something was special about me. I knew for a fact that both Derek Porter and Dr. Bob Thompson, they wanted to stand on my behalf so that I can become a Mason, a Freemason. But I told them it would be too much, that I just want to concentrate and I might be too busy, and I just want to get the degree and have my authority and backings, and then go out and then do what I want to do to better humanity. Yes. Yeah. I just didn't want to say it, but you've said it. Yeah. Those two names are Yeshua and Hamashiach. Those two names that you've just mentioned, Lizzie, are contained in the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th book of Moses. And there are some invocations. Do you hear that? There are some invocations that you do, that those names will come up. But then those invocations, there are ceremonies that you have to perform. Yes, those names are in the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th book of Moses. See, ask yourself, why were those books removed from the Holy Bible? The book of Enoch, why was it removed from the Holy Bible? The Bible you've got in your possession is an incomplete Bible. There are some names and there are some ceremonies that people like Adeboye and high priests performed that is extremely similar to what the Ogboni fraternities and the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, the Skull and Bones performed. Adebola Esther additional. Thank you all, guys. Let me thank you. It's exactly 2 hours and 30 minutes. Look, guys, watch out for me. I might be back tomorrow. We're going to trash and then screw up Nigeria again. Yeah, Gottlieb Denizard, you said the Bible is incomplete. Watch out. We will deal with Nigeria tomorrow again, and we will trash everything out with perhaps another topic. So guys, thank you for tuning in to watch the show. If you want to share it, please do let other people know, because knowledge is power. You don't know who you will help and empower, who will benefit. Share it. Until next time, thank you for watching the show. It's my pleasure to serve you and for you to be my guest. Take good care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your evening from wherever you are. Until tomorrow. Thank you, and God bless you. Good evening.